Hey all, just started in on the bodywork on at least this fender of the Oldsmobile. Yes, I'm actually doing bodywork after all the talk about going to be doing bodywork. So I pulled the fender off, and the nice thing is on the body I found no surprises. All of this, it's got surface rust but is nice and solid. There's trash down here but no rot. All across here, same thing. This is all nice and solid. Down here where cars rot out a lot, all good and solid. Any rust you see is purely surface rust. So that's all really great. It means no major work to the body. So I'm very, very happy about that. So I'm going to show you the fender now. All right, and here's the fender off that car. Same deal on the inside here. This is all surface rust. There's no surprise rot. There's no surprise problems, which is absolutely amazing for an old car. So the known issues and things I need to do on this fender are, there is rust here, and I suspect there's more stuff going on in this corner because I can see that there is some sort of bondo or something. I need to fill the hole for the antenna because I'm not going to have an antenna here anymore. This trim is staying, but this word holiday is going away. I haven't decided yet whether this trim is getting relocated. These words are getting relocated somewhere else, or I'm going to use the 55 holiday, which is a script, is much smaller. I've been thinking about putting that right here, but either way, this here is not staying. And then I may or may not be working on it right now, but the headlight bucket, it's not going to show very well, but if you look here, the headlight bucket ridge doesn't match up with the ridge of the fender and is down a bit. There's a lip here, so what I want to do is figure out how I can bring that up and rotate it slightly so that that line flows neatly into that there, because it'll just look a little bit cleaner and more put together. So that's basically it. I'm going to start by grinding away at that corner and finding out what sort of mess is under that, and then we're going to go forward from there. I do not know how much of this I will get done in this video because we're exploring to find what our problems are. Alright, hopefully you can see better now. So, there was quite a lot of bondo in that fender. So what it looks like they did, and I say looks like, I know that's what they did. So, having ground all the bondo out, you can see there's sort of a hole here, but there's solid metal behind it. This is that brace on the back of the bumper. What it appears that they did was cut out the rot, stitched with weld the remaining outer fender skin to the inner brace, and then just filled the whole thing with bondo. So, I mean, as solutions go, it's not the worst because they're leaving me less to fix, as in like fix their problems. But what I'm going to need to do now is trim this cleaner and then make a new skin that matches, and I'm going to have to, I was going to say I'm going to have to bring that skin down, but what I think I'm going to do is bring the skin down to here, clean this off, and then just use the inner brace for the bolts here because it'll trap less water than the two layers. But that's going to be the repair here. This is still not terrible because this brace is solid, so I still have the shape that I need without any sort of real drama. But this is going to require more cleaning up and cleaning out, so I'm going to have to get some other tools in here and then cutting out these remains of the rot and whatnot and fabricating a new patch panel to go in there. I've got this all cleaned up. As you can see, cut it more or less straight, cleaned out all of this, ground back as much of these welds as I can. There's sort of limit to how much I can do. Now, two things happened. One, I'm cut a little bit further than I should be over here, but I can fix that with the welder. The other thing is this cracked loose, so these two pieces are now disconnected. So what I'm going to do is tack this where it should be before I start all my welding, get this piece welded in properly, and then come back and cut this section out and clean it up. I think I'm going to have to put a bend in a piece of sheet metal and just slice off the bottom here and make that part of the new patch, because this looks pretty iffy right here. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Like I said, I'm going to be cutting all this stuff out later, but I just want to keep these two pieces in the right relative plane. The good thing is that they went back to solid metal and did apparently treat it with something, because there's no real rot here of any consequence. So I do have good solid metal, except for right in this area, to weld to, so that should make this process a little bit easier. It's going to be interesting though, because I've never officially taken classes on how to do sheet metal welding, and I've only done a little here and there, so this is kind of a learning experience for me. So very quickly, now that I've got everything tacked in, I'm test fitting the fender before I commit entirely. And I can't get it quite right because the front is tipped down, but I can get it fairly close. It probably should be up another couple of millimeters. But you can see, if you look carefully, that I'm too far down here. My curve kind of tips downwards, which is why I didn't tack the last bit in until I was absolutely sure. So what I'm going to do is bring that up a little bit. I was kind of suspicious because there's a gap back here onto the support in the back, but I figured I'd double check, and I was right. So what I'm just going to do is go back in there and sort of hammer this edge down a little bit. This is all going to need a little bit of Bondo here and there to get it smooth, because I'm not a perfect body man. But overall, my line here is not too bad. It comes out very slightly, but I can probably fix that. And overall, it fits pretty good. All right, back to work. Alright, patch is done. You are. You can see, new piece of metal all welded in. It's definitely going to need some body work. There's some lumpiness here because I'm not as good at this as I could be. But overall it's pretty good. It's just going to need a little bit of tapping here and there and a little bit of Bondo here and there to just get it spot on. But overall, way better than what was there, i.e. a thick layer of Bondo over bullshit. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I think that's going to be the end of this video though, because this took a little bit more effort than I thought, because this was a bigger problem than I thought it was. But here we are. Thank you for your time. Bye.